Hello, Diasporan families. Welcome back to episode 4 of our mini series where we're exploring parenting in a time of uncertainty in light of the current changes across several countries regarding immigration law and policies. In our last episode, we started to talk about how to talk to our children about fear and uncertainty in these times in a way that was age specific and relevance. We looked at 3 groups of children: our very young children, 3 to 7 year olds, our older children, about 8 to 12 year olds, and then our teenagers. And in talking about how to talk to our children, we emphasized what the key principles were that we needed to adopt and ensure as we speak to them. Today, we are going to do the reverse of talking. How do we listen to our children without fixing? We know as parents that our instinct is to fix our children's problems. If they cry, we want to stop them from crying. If they fall down, we want to heal them. If they're hungry, we want to feed them. But sometimes we have to acknowledge that sometimes there are things we cannot fix. Now, this happens, of course, in normal parenting, where there are things we can never fix for our children. But in some ways, this feels different because it's out there in the open. It's outside of our families. Our children are experiencing and seeing it, and we can't do anything about it. That helplessness can sometimes be just as difficult. And when we match that helplessness together with some of us, our feelings of guilt, sometimes for having made this move, our feelings of frustration for all that we have invested, that makes things even several times more challenging. And yet, as parents, we need to find a space for our children to protect them even in these times. So, how can we listen to them and not let our own anxiety dominate our children's feelings? Why does listening matter? Again, we go back to what our research evidence tells us. Research shows that children who feel heard feel safer, even when the circumstances are uncertain. So listening is not about giving solutions. It's about meeting the needs of our children in that space of uncertainty. It's validating their emotion. It is that we are showing presence, that we're there, that we are modeling the response to the uncertainty they're feeling by being calm. So when our children see that we are calm as they speak to us, as we listen, we're modeling that behavior for them. And listening also means that we are a safe space for them to process their fears, their anxieties. We don't want children to feel that they can't come and talk to us because we can't manage it, we can't hold it. Because when we respond with panic or worse, dismissiveness, children, depending on their age, will internalize this in different ways so that they do not express what they're feeling to us to allow us to manage it properly with them. So just like we did with age-specific how to talk to our children, we're also going to look at what are some age-specific strategies for listening to our children. So for our young children between the ages of 3 to 7, what are some of the ways in which we can listen in an age-appropriate manner? First of all, we've got to understand that we're big and they're little people. And we want to make them feel they can connect with us and not feel that we're distant from them. We want to make them feel safe. So ensuring that there is some connection, they can look at us, they can see our expressions, our face is important. So sit at their level. Let them see you as they speak, and see your expressions so that they know that you're there in that space with them. Also, we know that for this kids this age, it may not always be easy to articulate words. So we want to encourage them. Gentle touches helps them, and being patient, quiet, not always prompting, listening, waiting for them to articulate. And then once they've spoken to us, we can reflect back to them what they said, so that we're sure that they've been able to communicate exactly what they're saying properly, what they're feeling properly. And so we can say, so I hear that you're saying you're scared because police may come to your school and arrest people. Or you may say, I understand that you're saying you're scared because your friend at school is leaving because. You may say, oh, I hear you're saying whatever that is, and then validate that feeling. Yeah, that sounds really frightening. And help them to understand that that feeling is normal. Normalize the feelings for your children. Yes, it's okay to feel scared sometimes. So they don't feel like they are inadequate or that there's something wrong with how they're feeling. Help to validate that. Of course, remember that here we're listening, we're not fixing. So even as we listen, even as we fix, our urge is to try and find a solution to take away that fear. No, we can't. So rather than try and find a solution, we tell them, what can we do about it? Do you want a hug? Do you want me to give you a hug? Do you want me to walk with you to school tomorrow? Find solutions that help allay that fear, rather than tell them things that may not be true, that may not be reality. Because remember, we're in a space where we cannot give that instinctive assurance, that instinctive fixing that we feel as parents. Now, for our older children, those aged between 8 to 12 years, these children are more aware. They're at an age where they are more aware and can articulate better what it is that they're feeling. So we listen to them and we ask questions. We ask questions to encourage them to verbalize what they're feeling. And sometimes they'll tell us a range of things. This happened and that happened. I saw that and I didn't see that. I saw on the news, for instance, that people were being beaten. I saw on the social media that somebody was shot. And in all of that, help them to get to the core of what is concerning for them. What worries you the most? It could very well be that they are frustrated or they are angry because of unfairness, because of the injustice. They may feel that people like them are seen in a particular way. They don't feel like they belong. It may be that they are concerned potentially about separation because the circumstances may mean that they may have to leave, or some of their friends may have to leave. Whatever it is, help them to articulate what the core fear is so that you can hear them, so that they can name it. And just like we did with our younger children, let's validate that feeling. So you're concerned about this or that. You're concerned that you are not seen as part of this culture, even though you were born in this place and you are a citizen. So you're concerned that we may have to return back to the country that we come from. You are concerned that daddy may not find a job to meet them. Whatever it is, verbalize it and say, I hear that. I hear that. Again, we must quash that instinctive feeling to provide empty reassurances, the need to fix. Instead, discuss actions that they can take to control that feeling. What can they do? They could be involved, for instance, do some artwork. Tell them, do you want to write what you've said? Do you want to write something for a piece that can go to a journal or whatever? Do they want to do something at school? Whatever it is that is helpful. Do you want me to check in on you? Do you want me to walk with you to school? For instance, a child may have been going to school on their own. Do you want me to come into? Do you want me to pick you up from school? So find ways in which you can help them manage the feelings that they are having without providing reassurances that cannot be guaranteed. And finally, for our teenagers, it's really important. Of course, we've already said in episode 3 that our teenagers are much more aware through all the different means in which they access information, social media, the news, friends, and their subjects at school and all of that. So what we need to provide our teenagers is respect their awareness and prod, so that we again get to the knob of what is bothering them. What have you heard about what's happening? How does it make you feel? We know that oftentimes teenagers may not be the best at expressing their emotion. So we want to help them articulate that emotion, whether again that be anger, that be frustration, that be cynicism, and validate those emotions. I get that you're angry. I get that you're sad. I too feel sad sometimes. I too get angry sometimes. This is how it's making me feel as well. Validate those emotions. And then again, let them find outlets for expressing those emotions in a way that is healthy for them. Writing, art, some level of proactive engagement, perhaps at school, perhaps in a faith-based organization, that allows them to have conversations with others about these matters. You may want them to maybe talk to other trusted adults beyond yourself, because again, sometimes talking to other people who are trusted may allow them understand better or express better or ensure that they feel connected fully to what is happening and can deal with it better. So in this episode, we've talked about how to listen in an age-appropriate manner to our young persons without, doing that thing we do as parents of wanting to fix things for our children. That is challenging. I know that none of the things that I've said today is necessarily easy or second nature to do, but I'm sure that as we practice them, we'll get better at them. And please, if you do have some moment, take some time to reflect on what we've talked about. Identify with your children or within yourself a recent time your child has expressed fear. How did you respond? Did you respond appropriately? Did you take time to listen? Or were you trying to fix or trying to reassure too quickly? How would you do this differently next time? Is there a way to revisit some of those conversations? Even small steps, the listening, the repeating, the validating is key, because that is what helps to reduce anxiety and build trust for your children and provide an environment where, in spite of all the noise and all the chaos going outside, they know that in this place I can trust what I hear, I can trust what I feel, I can trust the safety that's provided for me in this space. In the next episode, we'll move beyond naming fear, finding ways to talk to our children, listening, to finding ways in which we can provide balance, anxiety with wonder, building emotional resilience in our children. Thank you very much for joining us and listening to this episode today. Please take some time to share your thoughts in our comment section. Let us know what you've tried, what is working for you, so that other parents can also learn. Because remember, this is a village. We are supporting each other to find ways in which we can build thriving families. If you know of a family, if you know of a diasporan who may benefit from these episodes, please do share. And if you've not already done so, please like and subscribe. And until next time, please stay safe, hug your young ones close, and remember that regardless of what is happening, your home is your castle. It is the one place that you and your family can feel safe. And together, we'll continue to build and thrive.